Welcome everyone. Domestic violence, foreign national but not without rights. Am I a victim of domestic violence? Domestic violence affects women no matter what your country, your nationality or your status. Violence knows no borders. In France, 1 woman in 10 is victim of domestic violence, and such violence is punished under French law. Since 1992, the fact that the perpetrator is a de facto partner or husband of the victim is considered an aggravating circumstance, increasing the seriousness of the crime in the eyes of the law. In 2006, the law was expanded to include non-married couples not living together and ex-partners. If you recognise yourself in one of these situations, or any of your friends or family or loved ones, we suggest some practical ways to understand and take action. There are different types of violence, that which is visible and that which is invisible. When we think of violence, we think of physical violence, the beating that leaves cuts and bruises. And yet violence comes in other forms. We're going to offer you some examples of violence and abuse in this video. You're going to be able to see if this situation applies to you. Does your partner use the fact that you're of foreign nationality to bring you under his control? He tells you that he is the one who will take the steps to finalise your legal immigration in France. He keeps hold of your immigration documents. He rips them up or hides them. At the last minute, he doesn't give you the expected documents and the required steps are not taken. You can't access the first stages to legal immigration or extend, renew your right to remain. He uses your documents to blackmail you. You have absolutely no money. He stops you from working or studying. You don't have access to a bank account. It's your husband or partner who decides everything. To give you money, how you dress, your personal needs. He stops you from going to French classes and to have hobbies and leisure activities. He forbids you to leave home to see friends and family. He tells you that without him, you couldn't do anything and that you are in France on his good graces alone. He threatens to send you back to your country of origin. He insults you, he puts you down, he tells you you are worthless and you're crazy. Just because your partner insists he has sexual needs doesn't mean you have to agree to sex whenever he says he wants it. In a relationship, both partners must be in agreement for sex to take place. It doesn't matter how often you've said yes to sex in the past, you also have the right to say no. You have absolutely no obligation to accept sexual practices you find disturbing or uncomfortable. You have lost all self-confidence. You sleep poorly or not at all. You feel lost. You no longer know what to do to change this and you feel ashamed to talk about it. All forms of violence in France are punishable by the law. Those are verbal, psychological, administrative, economic, sexual, and of course, physical violence. Nothing justifies domineering, authoritarian, or violent behaviour. Violence comes and goes. It is repeated. There are periods of calm which bring hope that there will be no more violence. However, the violence starts again later. The violence is not your fault. Please don't try to cope alone. You can ring 3919 and also visit the website Solidarité Femmes, which means solidarity between women or women supporting each other. We hope this video has been useful for you. Please don't hesitate to watch the other 2 videos, Domestic Violence, Foreign National but Not Without Rights, which are available just here. you.